face of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
From the village of Cotuit, for the second time in 2023, the Gatemen hit the road, and we are with them on the leadoff spot as the Gatemen face off against the Kettleers, coming up next on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Welcome on in. It is a gorgeous day for baseball. Terrific time to turn things around. Jack, not the best home opener for Wareham, but they are 1-0 on the road, trying to make it 2-0 on this gorgeous Monday evening.
It's a long season, 44 games. You're not going to win them all. And in order to start a streak, you need to win the first one. And it's a great opportunity here today in the village of Cotuit.
The Gatemen last night, they struggled on the mound. There's no other way to put it. But the bats also went quiet, down late. How do they turn things around today?
Yeah, I think for the bats, just making more contact. They're last in the league in strikeouts. Obviously, a small sample size through 2 games, but they have gone really quiet in the last innings of the ball game. The first half, they've been great. The last half, a lot of zeros on the scoreboard. And then for the pitching staff, it's easier said than done, but just throwing more strikes, being aggressive in the count, and making their bats beat you instead of loading the bases with walks and hit by pitches like we saw last night versus Hyannis.
Well, one guy who has been playing exceptionally well is Drake DiGiorno, and our Amanda Foster has him, our first of a couple interviews on today's pregame show.
Joined by Drake DiGiorno right now. Drake, last night you were playing in right field, had an incredible diving catch, but at school you play shortstop and second base. So my first question for you is, have you played in the outfield a lot?
So my second year at college, my coach moved me to the center field, and I worked all fall in center field. So going back and playing shortstop, it was kind of like I worked on getting good at the outfield, and then I never really used it. So it was exciting to actually use my, all the work I put in the outfield to actually use it in the game.
So has it been too much of an adjustment for you, or do you feel like you're right at home in right field?
I feel like I'm right at home. I love the outfield. It's honestly just getting to the ball as fast as you can. As one of our teammates said, just get to the ball and get in as fast as you can, and that makes the game fun.
And you also lead the team with 4 hits. What are you seeing at the plate right now that's allowing you to make that contact?
The baseball. I mean, honestly, it's just you have good pitchers on the other side, and they command the zone well. They try to attack you, and then you also have good umpires, so it makes hitting a little bit easier. But just seeing the ball and trying to stay with the middle is my plan so far.
And what's it like so far being on the Cape and playing here with the Gatemen?
The Cape's amazing. This whole team's awesome. Everyone's getting along so far. Coaches are amazing. It's just awesome to be out here every day.
Do you have any big goals for the summer that you want to accomplish?
Staying out here as long as possible would be awesome. Seeing this team win is also an amazing thing. Seeing the guys just come together for one goal, that's been the best part so far.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
good luck today.
Thank you.
Back here with Ryan Smyth. And Coach, last night you had Drake DiGiorno out in right field. He had a bunch of good catches, some really important ones, but he typically plays at college shortstop and second base. So you put him out there. What is the importance of guys having adaptability here on the Cape League?
Oh, my God. To have multiple players in one player is huge. I mean, we got 2 guys that play practically 7 different positions. I know Drake even mentioned catching, but I don't think we're going to do that. But it's extremely versatile. I mean, it just gives you so many options in the lineup and moving guys around and giving everyday guys, a chance to catch a breather every now and then.
And you've got Bobby Bozer starting at second base. You had him in the outfield in the first game. What was the thought behind that?
Oh, you got a lefty. I think we're facing tonight. And just getting some more righties in the lineup, and hopefully it's a good matchup.
You talked last night about trying to limit the big inning, not giving up a lot of runs. Is there anything else that you really want to see from your guys today?
I want to see how they bounce back after a loss. I mean, that's crucial out here. You don't want to give too many of them away, but also after a loss of seeing what kind of team we are and how we bounce back after a bad one.
On your second road game of the season so far, and I got to ask, so you ride these buses to the field. What's the vibe on the bus like? Of music playing or guys talking? Just what's
a big cheese wagon. It's a part of the Cape that these guys have to embrace. It's something I know they don't do at school, and in June it's not so bad when you catch a little bit of a cool breeze with the windows open. We'll see how they like it in July or late August, but right now everyone's loose. Again, I've said it time and time again, they're just excited to play baseball and appreciate being out here on the Cape.
Thank you so much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Guys.
Back on the leadoff spot as we take a look around the league on this Monday night, third game of the season for most teams. Jack, who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Chatham at Hyannis. It's going to be the second game of the year for the Anglers, who tied their first game last night out there in Chatham. I'm looking at this game just because of the offensive firepower between these two teams. Chatham put up 10 runs last night. Hyannis, we saw them last night at Spillane Field. They've got dudes 1 through 9 up and down their lineup. So I'm expecting a high-scoring game, and if you like offense, that'll be the game for you.
Well, how about Bourne and Orleans? The Braves are still looking for their first win, lost on opening night, tied at Falmouth last night. Always a bad taste. They want to get that out of their mouths. And Orleans, very much like Wareham, came off with a victory on opening night in Hyannis, but they didn't do so hot last night in their home opener. So they're both looking to turn things around and get a nice W on the in the standings very early on in this 2023 Cape League season. Let's take a break, and we'll see you on the other side of it as the leadoff spot rolls on ahead of Wareham and Cotuit.
Back on the leadoff spot with Gatemen left-handed pitcher Mark Manfredi out of Dayton. Mark, you're making your first start for Wareham tonight. What are you looking to do out there on the mound?
I'm just looking to pitch my game, go away with off speed, bust in on guys, live in the top part of the zone, get a lot of strikeouts and not a lot of walks, and keep zeros on the board.
You've been a durable guy for Dayton the last 2 seasons. You threw almost 80 innings this year, and now you're here on the Cape. What's been the key to keeping you healthy and keeping you out here on the mound?
Yeah, so I train with Tread Athletics. They do a good job of mechanical work and then the throwing schedule. So a good throwing schedule is good for longevity and arm health and just optimal performance in general.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers these days are using driveline and tread to kind of increase their performance. What have you found? How have you been able to use kind of the data or the kind of the next level statistics that they're giving you to incorporate into your game?
Yeah, so like a good throwing routine, weighted balls, drills, a baseball specific like lifting program, and then just going out and performing in like the mental side of things.
Yeah, and you struck out almost 30% of the hitters that you faced this year. You clearly got some swing and miss stuff. What's the key to not only going deep in games and keeping your pitch count efficient, but also being able to put guys down?
Yeah, so having good stuff obviously helps, but getting ahead and staying ahead and winning even counts is like statistically where I do best in striking people out and keeping zeros on the board.
And lastly, what are you hoping to get out of your summer here at Cape Cod?
I'm looking to stay before the draft, do good, and get drafted. So like that's the plan.
Sounds like a plan. That's Mark Manfredi, Dayton left-handed pitcher, ahead of his Gatemen debut tonight versus Cotuit.